following comments were pulled from the Easy Allies Patreon page among our $10 and above patrons. They represent what our community was playing and talking about in October. October belongs to Capcom. This developer is responsible for bringing us Resident Evil, Onimusha, Dino Crisis, Devil May Cry, Alien vs. Predator Arcade, Dead Rising, Ghouls and Ghosts, Haunting Ground, Demon's Crest, Clock Tower 3, Sweet Home, and Darkstalkers. If you're making a list of games to play for Halloween and it isn't comprised with a generous handful of these games or series, then you've simply gone mad. Thanks for all the scares, Capcom. This month is even spookier thanks to you. With the Halloween season upon us, I feel the pressure to partake in some scary game titles, but sadly, I don't enjoy most horror video games anymore. A few generations ago, I was playing the crap out of Condemned, Resident Evil, Metro 2033, and the like. Now, when I play games like Alien Isolation, Outlast, Until Dawn, Amnesia, Layers of Fear, or Five Nights at Freddy's, I'm not having fun at all. They're just pure real stress to me. I think the difference is that while I can appreciate their design, I can't stand scary games that don't let you fight back in some capacity. Not to mention, ever since I got my first panic attack about 5 years ago, physiologically, I no longer feel capable of handling stuff like jump scares. As I get older, what I appreciate are the games that go deeper and get in your head, like Inside, Braid, and Silent Hill 2. Instead of making me constantly afraid of turning around for a jump scare, these games make me fear the very nature of humanity and myself, which is the scariest thing of all. You can't run from the monster if you're the monster. Happy Halloween! October is the month of my birth, and thus I have always felt a connection with Halloween and all things spooky and dark. However, there seem to be very few horror games coming out this year. Only one of note I can think of is Yomawari Night Alone, a small Japanese Vita and PC game. Very excited to check that out this month, alongside my yearly trip to Disneyland for my birthday. Resident Evil Remake did the knife-only run, and that was intense, probably the first and the last time I do that. This game is perfect, and I would not change anything. Placement of mirrors and other environments, the atmosphere, and characters, 10 out of 10. Only 4 trophies away from a platinum. Thanks for streaming it. I also played Unfinished Swan. It was a nice small game that had some cool mechanics. World of Final Fantasy, such a jolly game. Hopefully it'll keep me busy until Final Fantasy 15 comes out. It's October, and even though I'm Mexican and don't celebrate Halloween, it has become my favorite month just because of the spooky atmosphere in all social media. In that spirit, I finally gave the first Resident Evil a chance, and I gotta say I'm loving this game. I wanted to wait until I beat it to write my comment for October, but some little company finally turned the switch, pun intended, and made me change my plans. I've been a Nintendo skeptic for a while now. Jones has been kind enough to speak my concerns in these videos before. That Switch trailer blew my mind. While I still have a lot of questions, the announcement was just great. There is no doubt that this is a new console. Old gimmicks gone, hello new gimmicks. I was also very surprised they kept the March release window. I was ready to see a different date at the end of the video, and with how good it was, I would have been okay with it, but no. March will be it. October ended up being a pretty big month, especially when it came to announcements. However, the biggest thing for me this month has been PlayStation VR. While my experience with it has been nothing short of great, watching family members and friends play it has been worth every penny. Until Dawn: Rush of Blood has proven to be very entertaining. Watching my friends scream, curl, and curse the game has been an absolute joy. Most of them don't normally play video games, and despite the cursing during their sessions, everyone has loved it and is eager to play more. There's something to be said when one that doesn't usually engage in video games can easily spend a few good solid hours and even consider the cost of a system and a headset to get themselves. We are all excited to see what games come out, as well as who to share the experience with. For something that requires one to put on a headset and block out sight of their surroundings, it has been a very social platform, at least with me and my circle of friends. 7 years ago, I was lucky enough to check out several VR systems. I've tried all kinds of things, from small and relatively cheap glasses to a huge industrial system that occupied an entire hall and was powered by a small server farm. All of them were really cool pieces of technology, but none of them gave me a sense of presence, a feeling that I'm inside a virtual world. Back to present day, I'm putting on the PlayStation VR headset and launching PlayStation VR Worlds. I'm feeling the helmet's weight on my head. I'm seeing the room's light on the edges. I'm noting unclear loading text. Then I start my underwater descent. A group of fish swims nearby. I'm reaching my hand and trying to pet them. I'm no longer in my room with some compromised technology on my head. I'm inside a small cage in the middle of the ocean. The age of VR has finally come. I can't believe that VR is finally here. With PlayStation VR, virtual reality is going to be available to millions of people all over the world. Back to the Future 2 confirmed it, folks. We're officially living in the future. The end of October was such a great time to be a gamer. In the span of an hour and 15 minutes, we got the answers to two of the burning questions we've had for about a year. Where's the next Red Dead Redemption, and what exactly is the NX? I've never had any interest in Red Dead Redemption, so I've watched Red Dead Revisited to gain understanding why it's so loved, and I've enjoyed the stream. I still have no interest in playing, but much like E3 or PSX, I was stoked to see the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer for all of the fans. But it's the Nintendo Switch that has captured my imagination. The 3 minutes of the reveal trailer has done wonders to sell me on the concept. Its design is sleek, modern, and appealing, and the idea of playing anywhere is a big selling point. This is the first time I've been excited for Nintendo hardware in over a decade. But no matter what, if there aren't any games that speak to me, I won't get it. However, if third-party support has solid exclusives, and the Super Mario game teased is Galaxy-level quality, it and Mario Kart are definite buys. Finally, I'm going out on a limb. Strictly off the concept and seeing the potential in its portability and catalog, the Nintendo Switch could do as well as the Wii. That's right, I'm calling it here and now. The Switch will have 100 million units sold over its lifetime. As of the time I am writing this, it is October 2nd. We still know next to nothing about the Nintendo NX. Perhaps we will have the reveal by the time this video goes up at the end of the month, but right now, the wait is killing me. It seems like waiting is all the Nintendo faithful ever do anymore. But we are getting so close to the light at the end of the tunnel, we can almost taste it. With any luck, when Jones is reading this, we'll have all the NX news we can handle. Hopefully. I think the little gem called Super Hot flew under the radar for many console gamers, and my god, is it an amazing genre-defining masterpiece. So may I invite every ally to give it a try. You won't be disappointed. Might be a bit early, but I'm going to post my predictions for the PlayStation experience. Shenmue 1 and 2 HD, 3 gets a release window. PS1 games coming to PS4 with trophies. Vita TV compatible games will become compatible with PS4. This will include PSP games. RE7 on PS4 will either be the first to get RE2 make demo, or it'll be exclusive. Red Dead Redemption Remaster packed in with RDR3. COD DLC. Psychonauts 2 trailer. Dad of War trailer and release date. Pre-order bonus is based on the song God of No More by Starbomb. Things being added to PS Plus. Uncharted 4 Story DLC releases early next year. Game will receive an FPS VR mode via patch. Some PSVR stuff. Hey look, a basketball. Dragon's Dogma Online comes west. Deep Down Scrapped turned into Dragon's Dogma 2. A new IP. First look at Spider-Man gameplay. Trailer for Homecoming plays after. Devil May Cry 5. Yakuza Kiwami and 6 getting a Western release. PSO2, 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 all work and no PSO2 makes Jack a dull boy. PSO2, 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 PSO2 finally gets a Western release. Round 2 of Street Fighter V DLC. First look at Crash remakes. Another look at FF7, possibly showing Sephiroth and Aerith. New trailer for Death Stranding. Final Fantasy VIII, 9, the 13 trilogy, the 3D remakes of 3 and 4 will be getting ported to PS4. And Buttons shall awaken from his slumber. I'd like to follow up on what my compatriot said last month and insist on a beach special in our beautiful Costa Rica. But specifically, I just want to express my feelings about Persona. I think it's safe to say that I'm a massive fanboy of Persona 3 and 4, and that nothing that I've played, seen, or read in my life has left a larger impact on me. So the last few months have been excruciating, and I thought that the Japanese release would only make it worse, knowing that many others are already playing it. But it has oddly been uplifting, and even though I'd give anything for it to be February 14th already, the wait is more hopeful than painful now, as I wait for the game to take my heart. No spoilers here, just something I wanted to share. Ever since I've completed Persona 4 in 2011, I've been waiting for the moment I could play its inevitable sequel, Persona 5. I caved and imported the game, and am currently playing through it with about 40 hours clocked in. There's this feeling a video game gives me that resonates in my core. I'm experiencing another life, another moment, another feeling that helps me to better understand myself. The Persona franchise made me feel a plethora of emotions that do just that. This franchise feels so incredibly significant to me that I just wanted to let Ben Moore know that Persona is growing, and from this new iteration, it feels as though it will continue to grow to fantastic new heights. I can't wait to see and hear his thoughts on it. It's October, and I can't wait for the release of Titanfall 2. The game wasn't on my radar until I played the beta last month. I instantly fell in love with it, and I really hope the final game will be my go-to shooter for the remainder of the year. Look, even Brandon likes it. My name is Brandon Jones. I love Titanfall 2. Pre-ordered, baby! I hadn't played a Battlefield game, but after playing the beta of Battlefield 1 and watching your videos that contain Battlefield 1, specifically Frametrap E3 Edition and E3 Reaction, I decided to. Then, with Huber's storytelling of their E3 demo with Brad, I'm curious to know if the Allies play this game. What is your weapon of choice? If you're in a vehicle, who among the Allies will you give the wheels to drive when you're behind the guns or cannons? I'm still enjoying No Man's Sky. It saddens me that a product which provides fascinating, never-ending sci-fi vistas is not enough in today's industry. That a game of this scope and beauty could exist would have been inconceivable to me as a child of the 80s. It's not for everyone, but I wonder how many would-be fans have forever closed themselves off to an enthralling experience thanks to the internet bandwagon. I've been a big JRPG fan for a long time, but I've never beaten a Dragon Quest game. I played Dragon Quest VIII when it first came out for the PS2 and enjoyed it, but was surprised by some of the legacy mechanics, like not knowing the amount of XP needed to level up without going to a church. I put some time with it and was enjoying it, but I got distracted with other games and never returned. This past month, with the fun of DQ Builders and EZA chatter, I decided to dive back in. This time I started with DQ4 on DS. The game started off like my experiences before, but then, 15 hours in, when I hit Chapter 5, it all clicked, and I finally got the appeal. Unlike most of the RPGs I enjoy, it doesn't have nuance or epic stories. It's a good vibes game, and when you least expect it, they give you these great character moments. I just finished the final castle, and I'm glad to finally play a game from this series from start to finish. As one of the best times of the year dawns upon us, I'll be trying to finish Slain Back from Hell. It was just recently released on PS4, so I highly recommend the Allies check it out. With Red Barrels releasing the Outlast 2 demo, and Ubisoft giving away Beyond Good and Evil for free on Uplay, I now have more games to play than I actually have time to. The complete absence of the PC being a listed platform for Red Dead Redemption 2 is extremely worrying to me. If Rockstar repeats the same cycle of delaying the PC version for over a year, I'm going to be beyond disappointed. However, considering this is going to be built from the ground up for the new consoles, I am hopeful. I probably should have brought this up last month, but I forgot to write this early enough, and I simply want to share the story. In Frametrap Episode 12, the panel, and especially Brad, encouraged me to beat Silver, the game from my childhood that haunted me in my dreams because I couldn't beat it when I was 13. Taking your advice seriously, I did what I had to do. I went to GOG.com, I bought Silver, pushed all the new games I wanted to play aside, and reserved a whole weekend for a 17-year-old game. To be honest, the journey was not pleasant. Video sequences don't work on Windows 10, the game crashed 5 times, once before the final boss, and some of the mechanics felt weird compared to modern games. To put it bluntly, the game has not aged well, and I did not expect it to be that bad. But I finally beat it, and I can tell you that it felt so damn good. 17 years ago, I was stuck on the 4th boss, out of 14, and now I defeated them all. I have few gaming memories that are that satisfying. I guess what I'm trying to say is that this is one of the rare occasions where finishing a game felt like a real achievement, since I did something I was not able to do in 1999. As weird as it sounds, I felt like I matured as a gamer and that my gaming skill has improved. I want to encourage all EZA fans out there to do the same. If you have a game that you couldn't finish in your childhood because you felt it was too hard, and let's be honest, we all have those games, go ahead, grab a copy, and finish it. You will not regret it. Ben's trip to Japan got me so excited about Japan that I almost immediately booked myself a trip. I've been there once before, but what has gotten me extra hyped is that this will be the first time I've ever taken a longer trip by myself. Previously, whenever I've gone on trips, it's been with friends or family, so I'm looking forward to just doing whatever I want, whenever I want, and not having to adapt to other people. I'm glad that I got caught up with the Tabletop Escapade series. I wasn't into it a few months back, but after watching the first episode and hearing everyone's character backstories and learning about the world they're in, I'm totally invested every week for the continuation of the EZA adventurer's journey. The way that Ben handles depicting every detail of the scenery and everyone's actions is very well done, and everyone on the panel is great at staying in character and becoming their D&D personas. Even when there was a break and Fiasco was played, I still enjoyed tuning in and laughing my butt off. Keep up the great work, guys, and never stop nerding out. Can I be really weird for 1 second? I love it when the frame rate drops during an action scene. Having so much stuff going on that you're making your console buckle? Yeah, I'm into that, and it makes me feel like I'm in an action movie, or it takes me to a point where everything's so overwhelming that it's as if time itself slows down. I know everyone's bent up on getting that sweet 60 frames per second, but what the hell? I have great memories of some of my frame rate drops. I'm Brandon Jones, and this is my favorite comment on the Citadel. Boy howdy, do I love reading community comments. As the year draws to a close, Final Fantasy XV and Last Guardian are on the cusp of being released. 2 games with decade-long developments will finally come to fruition, and the dreams of many will come true. but no one dreamed they would come out 1 week apart. That is just too much hype for a 7-day period. I feel that when the day comes, I will sit in the center between those two games, and not knowing which one to play, I will ball up into a fetal position and cry. After reading Digital Foundry's article where Mark Cerny dives into the details of how the PS4 Pro special sauce works, I had an epiphany. Consoles are like people. We're born with limited hardware. We may not live up to the expectations of others and may aspire to something we can never hope to achieve. However, given the right mindset, right people, and right attitude, we can utilize our own unique take on how to do things to maximize our abilities and show the world some really wonderful results in the process. Sure, there will always be better hardware out there, but given our ability to take limitations and work our magic on them, we manage to create stunning masterpieces while others have to brute force their way with high specs and buttloads of money. Of the two, I believe that our journey of growth is more inspiring than just paying more to get more, and the lessons learned along the way give back more to progress our future generations. Love and respect where it's due. I'm sad to see Chris Metzen leave Blizzard. That guy was the creative soul of all the awesome games coming out of that company, and I fear for the future, but I'll keep my faith in Blizzard for now, until proven wrong. BlizzCon is not too far off now, and I await with a mixture of anticipation and dread.